to that of a child who, having become bored with their toys, will follow anyone that will lead them to their mother. People, once they have tired of the material world, will follow anyone who will lead them to God. Non-dual reality cannot be reached through cognitive reasoning, only through love. One of the other main themes in Sri Ramakrishna's teachings pertaining to Kali is the relationship between Brahman and Shakti mentioned earlier. Brahman and Shakti are similar to Brahman and Atman. Brahman means the whole, and Atman means the soul. While distinctions between the two can be made, ultimately, they are the same and indivisible. Ramakrishna often said that Brahman and Shakti are like fire and its power to burn. You cannot separate them without rendering them completely meaningless. This relates to the Hindu school of philosophy called Vedanta. There are three types of Vedanta philosophies: non-dualism, qualified non-dualism, and dualism. Sri Ramakrishna is considered to be an Advaitin philosopher. Advaita Vedanta is a school of Hindu philosophy and a subsection of Vedanta philosophy. The name Advaita means non-dual, and this represents Sri Ramakrishna's beliefs about God realization very well. The non-duality referred to in Advaita Vedanta philosophy is the self, also called Atman, and the whole, also called Brahman. Advaitin philosophers generally believe that there is no distinction between Atman or Brahman. The main difference between qualified non-dualism and regular non-dualism is that in qualified dualism, the God and the ego are one, but the ego still retains its identity, unlike in Advaita Vedanta. Another difference between the two is the valid means of knowledge. Qualified non-dualism focuses on inference and perception as a means to gain knowledge. Advaita also accepts inference as valid, but it places emphasis on analogy, the senses, and texts as well. Dvaita Vedanta, or dualism, is the opposite of Advaita Vedanta. Dvaita Vedantins believe that God and the ego are essentially separate entities, although everything depends on the support of God. The separation of the self and the absolute is eternal. Contrary to Sri Ramakrishna's devotion to the Divine Mother, the focus of Dvaita Vedanta is Vishnu. Vishnu is the supreme deity in the hierarchy of Hindu gods and goddesses. Another main opponent to Advaita Vedanta and Sri Ramakrishna is Bhakti, or devotionalism. Sri Ramakrishna did not believe in using devotion to attain God realization like devotional Hindus do. As stated before, he believed that consciousness could be reached through love alone. He said cognitive reasoning was not needed. Ramakrishna also said that worship, oblations, and sacrifices were useless. In Kali's seemingly contradictory complexities, we find, with the help of Sri Ramakrishna's immensely evolved mind, a resolution of her dual nature in a non-dual reality. Since she is the embodiment of everything, then she must literally be everything. She must be the Divine Mother, the ferocious warrior, the dispenser of boons, and the bloodthirsty goddess. There is no possibility of her being anything other than contradictory. She is the director, and we, along with our egos, are merely players in her Maya. She will continue to direct long after we are gone and into the next cycle of humanity.